Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. Today we're doing Masechus Eiruvin, second parak, Mishnayos Gimel and Dal. Mishnah Gimel says, Rabbi Yehuda Omer Ad Beis Hasayim. Talked about yesterday is Pase Biros. If you're on the journey to Yerushalayim, let's say, for Ole Regalim, to Aliyas HaRegel, you needed water to drink. So the water wasn't Rosh Hashanah. It's a pit, 10 tefachim deep by 4 tefachim wide. So it's just you can't take water to feed your animals outside the pit because the path is Rosh Hashanah, so you're taking Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah. So build a Rosh Hashanah around it. Build what's the minimum amount? We talked about yesterday. You can build 4 corner posts and maybe perhaps something in the middle. And it looks like it is a Rosh Hashanah. It really halachically midaraisa it's Rosh Hashanah. You can carry from the pit inside these walls. And we said at the end of the Mishnah on Mishnah Beis that you can extend it as far out as you want, as long as there's no pirza, according to Rabbi Yehuda, there's no breach more than 13 and a third amos. Rabbi Yehuda says you can't dig it as far as you want. The maximum amount these possible rows could be is Beis Hasayim. Now, a saw, right? One saw, there's 30 saws in a core. A saw is a big measurement, but it's not too big. Right? Amru lo, they said the Chacham said them lo amru beis hasayim el legino lakarfeif. Right? If you have a garden or you have a karfeif, which is basically an area outside the city where you store things, right? And you have these places where you have buildings where you rent space to store stuff. So if you have a storage space outside the city, so no one's going to live in those places. So even if you put walls, complete walls around your garden or around your karfeif, right? We treat it like Rosh Hashanah only until Beis Hasayim. If it's bigger than that, then it's not at all for Rosh Hashanah, and we didn't treat it like a Carmelist Midrabanan. It's somewhere in between Rosh Hashanah and Rosh Hashanah. Midaraisa Rosh Hashanah, we treat it like Midrabanan, like Rosh Hashanah. Aval mayadir o sachar o muksa o chatzer. However, if it was a place where you stored animals, o sachar is also a place. Some say it's a base or a jail. Muksa, or you have a place in your backyard where you store firewood, or your backyard. I feel beis chamisha kurin. Even if it's 5 kurin, a kur is 30 sa. 5 kurin would be 150 sa, or 10 kurin. It doesn't make a difference. Mutter, that's always considered yachid. Mutter laharka, and here also by pasi biros, where you have obviously breaches in the wall. It's okay because again, this is made for dira. It's made for people to not really sleep there, but at least to stay there for a while to feed your animals. And according to the Chacham, who we paskin like, you can even make this pasi biros as big as you want. Let's say you build these pasi biros, and people started walking in the middle of your little Rosh Hashanah that you made. You have to make sure people don't walk there because people walk there. That becomes Rosh Hashanah. It's mavatel. It nullifies Rosh Hashanah. The Chacham is saying no. Once you have the hektar, you have this recognition that it's walls. It looks like a Rosh Hashanah. It is Rosh Hashanah, even if they walk through. Echad bar rabim or ber rabim ber yachid. Possibly rows could be made whether it's a pit. Right, a pit is not a source, a live source of water. It's just a pit where water is gathered, but it's used by the rabbin, by a lot of people. Uber rabbin, or a well that's used by many people, or a ber yachid, or a well that is used even that belongs to a single person. It's live water though; it keeps on drawing water. Osan lahen pasin, you can use this heter of pasin. Bar yachid osan la machitza goa asar tvachim. Divrei Rabbi Kiva says, however, when it comes to a pit which has limited water that's owned by a single person, you can't use pasi bros. You have to make full walls, 4 full walls over there that are 10 tefachim high. They didn't allow you to do pasi bros over there because people won't be careful, right? Even though this is a Rosh Hashanah, right? The problem is it doesn't look like a full Rosh Hashanah, so people are not going to be careful and carry outside of these temporary walls. Rabbi Yehuda ben Baba Omer, Einos and Pasin El Ber Rabbin Belvad. The only case you can use pasi bros, and this is halacha, is if it's a live water and it belongs to the public. Because otherwise we're worried that they're going to carry outside these walls. Which basically means you have to make, he has a belt, but basically you have to make regular walls, 10 tefachim walls, 4 full walls, with, that look like actual walls, not just these walls with corner posts. You can't rely on that. The basic heter of pasibiros is that you have parts merubal omid, right? That's the problem. Normally you need omid merubal parts, right? There's more closed area than open area. The whole heter of pasibiros is that there's avada more parts than omid. There's more breaches than more open area than closed area. Nonetheless, they allowed it in the circumstances. So he says you have to make 4 full walls, either omid merubal parts, or as we explained by Lovewood, right? You have the rows like a boxing ring, all right? 3 three, that's why it says kagura, a rope, 3 ropes. Then even though it's pars muruba ome, that is the heter they always allowed you to do because that has the dimensions, it looks, the feel of a Rosh Hashanah. That's the conclusion of today's share. Stay tuned for Ian Mitzion, where we discuss Mishnah Gimel in greater depth.